Welcome to TI Digital, your guide to all that's happening in the world of IPL. Beyond the Boundaries, the name of the show. We've got Arani Basu joining us from NCR. Also joining us from Mumbai is Gaurav Gupta. And today is the day when Delhi and Lucknow face off for the first time in IPL 2026. I've got Arani with me. Arani, I wanted to start off with you. This season, do you think that it could be the make or break season for Rishabh Pant as far as T20 cricket is concerned? Because he's already behind in the pecking order,
Hmm.
and if the season doesn't go to plan, he could go further back in the pecking order.
There is nothing about making him. It's all about breaking him now. I think he's on the brink. I think he understands this better than anybody else around, going around. It's a very obvious situation. It's clearly in front. I still maintain his competition is not with Sanju as far as the ODIs are concerned. Sanju, if at all, if he gets a nod, it will be for the
No,
spot
no,
up.
I'm talking purely from the T20 perspective, not about ODI, just T20s. With so
T20
many
he has,
T20s,
but T20 is a very dynamic format, Chandresh. The way things happen very quickly in T20 cricket. Actually, you nobody gave Ishan Kishan a chance. T20 recency bias works very strongly in T20 cricket. I believe it is a format that demands form. You don't have enough time for players to get going. See, a player of Shubman Gill's caliber was left out. He was the vice captain of the team. T20 cricket is a format where you take calls on the fly. You can never rule out a player. We had ruled out Shivam Dubey before the 2024 T20 World Cup. Now he's our mainstay in the middle order. So things happen rapidly. So yes, even and the T20 World Cup comes around every 2 years. So even if he has a bad IPL here and the next two IPLs he has stellar IPLs, you may end up in the T20 side. So T20 cricket, I cannot commit that nobody can commit that he will be ruled out. Yes, in the larger scheme of things, yes. If he falls behind in the ODI format, that will be a concern for him. To Because the line gets longer and stronger ahead of him. So that's how Indian cricket operates. So yes, this is a series that can again where he can truly claim his place as India's leading wicketkeeper batter. Actually,
Gigi, with we've had three more T20s added to the Indian schedule today. So, in all, the Indian T20I squad is going to be much in demand. They are going to be the Harlem Globetrotters because everywhere they'll be required to go and play T20 cricket. Sri Lanka also wants them to play three T20s, which is for the flood relief. Then there are three T20s scheduled in Bangladesh, three T20s against Afghanistan as well. So there's going to be a lot of T20 plus T20 cricket at the Asian Games.
Afghanistan is three ODIs, no? Afghanistan is
No,
three
three
ODIs.
ODIs first, and then September there are three T20s. So that's also there. So in all, about 49 T20s are scheduled are likely to happen this year. 14 has already taken place. 35 more are likely to take place. So with the Indian T20I squad being so much in demand as the world champion squad, two-time world champion squad, do you think that it is going to be more and more difficult for people to get inside the T20I squad, especially someone like Rishabh Pant, because he has missed out on this particular edition of the T20 World Cup?
Then I think it should be easier. If you have more and more games, then it should be easier for players to break in, because there will be regular players who will take breaks. Nobody's going to play 35, all 35 T20s. It's going to be impossible for people to feature in all the matches. But with Rishabh, I think his game is almost over in T20s and white ball cricket in general, unless he really sort of has a tremendous, absolutely outstanding IPL. Because I think he's fallen out of favor. To be very frank, with the present management, I don't think they have enough confidence in his abilities as a white ball player. I mean that's it. I mean he'll have to sort of have a bouncer of an IPL. Otherwise, I don't see a future because you've got T20s में तो already ईशान किशन संजू ने पूरा मतलब सेट किया हुआ है वहां पर गेम. तो उधर उन दोनों को छोड़ के टू आई डोंट सी अ थर्ड विकेट कीपर ब्रेकिंग थ्रू. आई मीन ध्रुव जुरेल वाज द दिस थिंग, बट ध्रुव जुरेल ने कुछ भी ऐसा किया नहीं है खास फॉर हिम टू दिस थिंग. राइट नाउ योर T20 टीम का बिगेस्ट स्टॉक इज दैट वैभव सूर्यवंशी कैसे ब्रेक इन करेगा, उसके लिए डिफिकल्ट लग रहा है. तो ऋषभ पंत तो बहुत दूर की बात है. So I don't know unless he has an absolutely outstanding IPL and there are injuries or to the regular wicket keepers and they want rest. I don't see him breaking into the T20 side honestly. And in case of ODIs also you got KL Rahul as the main wicket keeper. So Rishabh's best chance is to continue there as the second wicket keeper. There also I think Sanju Samson के लिए case बन रहा है for a recall, or maybe an Ishan Kishan for a recall. So I think with Rishabh's white ball career is at crossroads, to be very frank, and I think maybe he should just accept the reality and give it his best shot in IPL and just focus on white ball, on red ball cricket like KL Rahul. Maybe that will be beneficial for him.
Arani, there's a question for you from Rajkumar. He's saying, Aranida, which string of squad BCCI will send for Ireland and Zimbabwe series for the T20Is? Is it the same squad which won the World Cup or young faces like Vaibhav, uh, Prabsimran, Priyansh, DDP, and Rutu? I don't know how Rutu fits into that. And there's a follow up question from Ayush. What about Gil Tuk Tuk?
See, India has a very T20 specific squad that won the World Cup. Very few players will move on to the ODI team, seamlessly move on into the ODI team. So, so there is no need to tinker with the players who have been crowned champions, because they won't be playing many other formats as well, right? So they
So,
won't be getting game time. If you
so
talk
you're saying
about an
except
Abhishek Sharma,
except Bumrah, you don't see anyone else taking a break from the T20s.
yeah,
Sorry,
if
except
if
Bumrah.
if if Ishan Kishan doesn't make it to the ODI squad, I don't see anyone else. And Hardik obviously will move over to Hardik and Aksar will move over to the ODI scheme of things. If they are the first choice players in the first 11 of ODI scheme of things, they will obviously move over to the ODIs, and those two places will be vacant. But for someone like Abhishek Sharma, if Sanju Samson is not playing ODIs, Surya, he's also a one format player. You need to give them game time. So I don't think there is a need to change who have won. But unless they have a vision like they had after the 24 triumph, they could have continued with the same lot. Yashasvi was ahead of everyone. Rishabh Pant was already playing in the champion team. So they moved on from them. So if they want to take drastic steps, but what wrong has anyone done here? I don't see anyone that has done. Maybe Rishabh's performance in the World Cup wasn't up to the mark, so that gave a room for replacement, isn't it? But otherwise, there isn't any room for bringing in replacements. Yeah, you will be, but Suryavanshi has a lot of time to play. He's 15. Even 10
Officially.
after 10 years, he will still be 25, and Bumrah will be doing bowling camps with specialist bowling camps at NCA or somewhere. So that's the amount of time that Suryavanshi has. So rather,
Yesterday, yesterday Didi
there's
was
no need
saying
to
that in
rush
20,
him.
yesterday
Yeah.
Didi was saying that in 25 years time, Vaibhav Suryavanshi could well be playing his last game. But I said
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be around to do a video at that time to talk about
Hmm.
Vaibhav Suryavanshi's last
Hmm.
game. So
Yeah. So
25 is a
I don't
long
think
time.
there needs to be force changes there. Obviously, I think more than anything, I would be interested to see how what they do with Varun Chakravarti. Uh, I think that will be a big call because he's also aging. Again, Kuldeep Yadav, I think, will be busy with the ODIs and all that. They need to think about another spinner in T20 cricket. With how Varun Chakravarti is going with his
Why
bowling
not
right
Yuzvendra
now.
Chahal?
I don't know. See, again, T20 cricket, you don't need. So, one thing has been proven that age is not a factor in T20 cricket at this moment, because you're just playing for 20 overs. You have to be on the field for 20 hours. You cannot really rule out anybody because the World Cup comes every 2 years. That's the biggest thing. If there are no spinners available, nobody is doing well, Chahal is having a great run, you never know. He may come back for a, like Ashwin did in T20 cricket. At the fag end of his career, nobody gave him a chance in white ball cricket, but he ended up playing the 23 World Cup, the 22 World Cup. So uh, anything can happen. Like I said, IPL, no, T20 cricket is team is picked much more on form. Ishan Kishan, if you look at his IPL performance, the previous two IPL, those are nothing to write home about. If you look, I think he scored some 350 runs in the last IPL, which is 70, 80 runs more than what Rishabh Pant eventually got. But it was his Mushtaq Ali performances that he was red hot, and the tournament was India the way, and the selectors had the eye that he could do it. So T20 cricket is the team is picked so thin that there is so much room to work with. If you look at it, if there's always someone waiting in the wings, because anybody who's in form can come and click there.
I noticed that you only mentioned the fact that World Cup comes every 2 years. There's also the Olympics in 2028.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. The gold medal is up
Hmm.
for everybody's grab. What about Gill? Tuk Tuk. That's what Ayush is calling him. I'm not. Gigi,
I
DD, Arni, you
see.
avoided answering that question.
The biggest worry for the selectors right now is if Surya does not regain his form, the next captain. They had prepared Gill for this particular route, but Gill's place in the team doesn't. You can't make a place for Gill at this moment, and neither he can back down the order. And at number three or number four,
We saw that
he
yesterday
is
also.
bet. Huh?
We saw that
Sorry.
yesterday also. I
Yeah.
said we saw that
See,
yesterday the way he batted.
post power play game for most of the openers in India is a challenge. Most of the openers. I think Ishan has done it very well during the World Cup. Sanju did it well in the last two matches. Abhishek struggles in after the power play when there's because rotating strike is a different game, and then hitting boundaries. Then there's a conflict within yourself. Should I go big or should I rotate the strike? And T20 cricket doesn't allow you so much time. So I don't think Gill has to have another. I think I don't know. Even if he has a stellar IPL, if he's picked, will he be the third opener? I don't know. And obviously he's leading the ODI team, so I think he can take it easy. He has to worry about the 27 World Cup, and I think rather not after the 27 World Cup, maybe he can turn his focus back for the IPL in 2028. But I think he's smart enough to know what his priorities are because he's going to, and he's also the captain of the Test team. We don't often talk about it, but there is a World Test Championship final spot at stake, which is getting really tense for for the Indian team. So I think Gill is sorted in that way. I think if I had been in his place, I would not have been hitting my head against the wall about making the team in the T20 team. I think he will be much more worried about the composition of his own ODI team. He has to be the leader rather than a just player now. He has to grow into that role. So he has to understand the composition of his team, plan for the ODI World Cup. And I think the selectors will, I think they will have a chat about it. I think it's good that he's not in the scheme of things at this moment. And I think he's sharp enough and aware enough how to switch back to the T20 mode after the 27 World Cup.
Okay. Gigi, yesterday you said something about Gujarat Titans playing modern T20 cricket. Greg Chappell era has a point. He said yesterday Gigi sirs did not agree with my point that Gujarat Titans is not modern T20. Difference is clear. Gujarat Titans hit 3 sixes, Punjab Kings hit 13 sixes.
अरे मेरे भाई, जीटी इतनी बुरी भी टीम नहीं है बैटिंग टीम. आई मीन इट्स जस्ट दैट बटलर इज आल्सो आउट ऑफ ट्यून. अगर जॉस बटलर फॉर्म में आ गए तो फिर वो छक्के धुरंधर में बहुत बड़े छक्के छुड़ा देंगे वो सामने वाली टीम्स के. ठीक है ना? तो वो थोड़ा सा. और एंड गिल हैज हैड वेरी गुड आईपीएल्स. ही इज बैटेड एट अ वेरी फास्ट क्लिप. सेम फॉर साई सुदर्शन. Gila and Sai Sudarshan have consistently added 100, 150 a lot of times. If you notice, and they've killed many opposition attacks with their opening pair, with the way they've batted. So it's just that sometimes the batting does not. Even Glenn Phillips was struggling yesterday, from what I saw. He didn't look convincing. Now, Glenn Phillips is one of the best white ball batters around. So this happens. I mean, it's just the first game. They've done well as a batting team. They've done well in the past. They've been a very sort of a efficient batting team, and with the top three firing last year, they're very good. So itna bhi bure nahi hai. It's just that somehow they will take time to get long. And I think that wicket was slightly tricky. That new Chandigarh wicket. It wasn't easy. Even Punjab Kings found it tough till the time Conley
It was a
sort of
good
came in.
wicket. That means it's a good wicket.
इट वाज अ गुड विकेट तो है ही गुड विकेट तो आईपीएल में बहुत रेयर हो गया है ना अभी सब जगह तो एकदम पाटा विकेट बना के एंड दे आर जस्ट मेकिंग अ जोक आउट ऑफ द बॉलर्स और इंपैक्ट प्लेयर रूल डाल के 12-13 बैट्समैन खिला के तो लाइक दैट बट बैंड इट वाज आई मीन पंजाब के ये गुजरात टाइटंस विल कम इनटू देयर ग्रूव इट्स नॉट लाइक they will this thing they will take their time but they will come into the groove. It's a good team, it's a good side.
ओके, मानिकप्रीत सिंह जीजी हैज वन मोर पॉइंट। सर, आप गिल साय 130-40 स्ट्राइक रेट से खेल रहे हो, तो लोग उनके लिए स्ट्राइक रेट डिस्कशन क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं? ट्वीट्स भी नहीं हो रहे हैं कि हो रहे हैं उसके बारे में, बट कोहली के 150 स्ट्राइक रेट को लोग स्लो बोला जाता है।
नहीं, कोहली का स्ट्राइक रेट का प्रॉब्लम तो था, वो एक टाइम पर था। देन ही रियली reinvented his T20 game after a point. I know it for a fact that the Indian team management was not too happy with the way he was batting in T20 cricket, and then he was spoken to, and then he was asked that to sort of get on with it and sort of add more shots to his repertoire, and he worked on it. He worked on it, and he showed that to us in the last couple of IPLs that he can bat at a faster clip. In the final also, in the T20 World Cup final, he scored 76 at a not at a very very quick rate, and similarly and it was an innings that could have gone either way had we lost. Similarly, in the IPL final, he scored 43 of 35 balls, I think. And it's just that all the others came and they scored these 10 ball 20s, the Mayank Agarwals and all the other batters who followed. Jitesh Sharma and whomsoever. I don't remember the scorecard exactly, but that is how they reached 190 total. So Virat ka wo problem thoda sa raha hai in the past. He has really worked on his T20 game, and you can see the results. The consistency and the way he's batting with complete freedom now, like that. जैसे उस दिन वो खेले, he was absolutely sensational. So, but this Virat has taken time to evolve. So वो problem था at one point in time. And when it comes to Sai and Gill, I think they batted a decent clip. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. कल it's just that they were stuck on the wicket and they were sort of gauging the conditions. First game maybe a bit rusty. They will improve. I think both are very good T20 batters.
And
Sai
Sai
की
is also
problem
coming off out of injury. No, he has not played much cricket
साई
before
इंजरी
this.
से आ रहा है, सब कुछ से आ रहा है। साई का
Hmm.
प्रॉब्लम ये हो गया बेचारे का कि उसको आईपीएल के बेसिस पे टेस्ट क्रिकेट खिला दिया आपने, तो उसका कॉन्फिडेंस भी डाउन हो गया थोड़ा वहां पर, ठीक है ना? तो लाइक दैट, तो वो प्रॉब्लम आना ही था। इवेंचुअली गॉट एक्सपोज्ड इन टेस्ट क्रिकेट, सो ही विल टेक हिज टाइम टू एक्सेप्ट दैट he's a good T20 player, and that is where right now it is
Okay,
with him.
Arani Kishu Patel says KL versus Goenka, Nitish Rana versus Digvesh Ratri derby tonight.
I think Nitish Rana versus Digvesh Rati, if that's a selling point, oh wow, then IPL is in good hands. Uh, but yes, KL and Goenka, that will be at top of the town as long as they are both of them are around. So you cannot deny that. The way things ended between them and the perception that has been created. So yeah, that is one thing. And एक बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग चीज देखी है मैंने। अगर आप देखो कहीं पे भी द टू टीम्स हु हैड कंट्रोवर्शियल ट्रेड्स और ऑक्शंस, उन लोगों का उनका पहला मैच एक दूसरे के अगेंस्ट दिया गया है। LSG-DC, राजस्थान रॉयल, CSK, RCB के साथ दिया गया था इनका, SRH का। सो the IPL also spend some time in drawing their fixtures कि इंटरेस्ट पहले से कैसे आ सकते हैं, राइवलरी को बेचना है, ये करना, then the tournament is rolling. So obviously there's a history, and I don't think really. I don't think Nitish Rana, and if Nitish Rana gets to start the game, then good. But Digvish Sati is definitely going to start the game. There are not many spinners around for LSG.
Okay, there's one more point. Ayush says Gil Sai Indian version of Rizwan Babar.
अरे नहीं यार, क्या बात कर रहे हो? रिजवान पावर तो नहीं है. They bat. See, we judge these two players by the number of sixes they hit. Eventually, देखो, Virat Kohli also depended on boundaries. The difference between Virat Kohli and most other batters is beyond the power play, he can still find the gaps down the without hitting it in the air. So that is the class of Virat Kohli. That's how he evolved as a T20 cricketer, and that's why we are a bit too harsh on Gill. And see, we had we been playing this T20 World Cup somewhere else in tricky conditions, I think Gill should have been there. In tricky conditions where we are playing 170, 160, 170 wale matches, I think you need a player like Gill. You don't need. You will be not punting everything on your hitters. Had it been in maybe in South Africa or in Australia, we saw how Sanju looked out of place in Australia against pace, bounce, and everything. Again, he looked a bit dodgy yesterday when there was genuine pace and movement there. So then you need proper technique as well. So Gill, so we need to be cut him some slack. Maybe he's not that वो जो बड़े बड़े छक्के एकदम मारते ही रहेंगे, लेकिन उसके क्वालिटीज भी है. स्कोरबोर्ड नहीं रुक जाता है. क्या प्रॉब्लम हो रही थी हम लोगों का? व्हाई डिड वी हैव टू रीजिक द T20 लाइनअप मिडवे? क्योंकि हम लोगों का वो मोमेंटम कैरी नहीं हो रहा था. दैट्स व्हाई ईशान हैड टू कम डाउन. द प्रॉब्लम विद अदर बैटर्स, तिलक इज ही कांट रोटेट सिंगल्स. That's the problem, big problem with Tilak. Even Shivam is छक्का या रुक जाओ उस मोड में है. तो you need a player, and we were lucky that Ishan was in prime form and he was batting beautifully. I mean, I still can't get that boundary out of my head. वो जो एक पंच किया था फाइनल में बैकफुट पे मिड विकेट से हल्का सा पंच किया था. We thought it was a single. वो इतना फास्ट गया. So that's the difference that's the difference good technique also makes in tricky conditions. Technique and good foundation of the game will take you over the line.
Okay, there's one more question for you. First, Arani, then Gigi. Arani and Gigi, sir, what's your take on Vaishak?
See, Vaishak was, I think, identified as the
Yeah, he was
prospects of
part of some pace bowling.
fast bowling contract and all that, and suddenly I
Is
think
it still
he's
on?
got too.
Is that
No, he
contract?
got too consumed with T20 bowling. I think
No,
wide
no, but
Yorkers.
is the contract still there for fast
No,
bowlers?
it was. I think it was announced in 2024, and I think they never
नहीं
renewed
नहीं,
it.
nobody got any fast bowling contract.
अरे
मिला ही नहीं
उतने
किसी
बॉलर्स ही नहीं है डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट से.
So they
कन्विंसिंग
forgot, I
बॉलर्स नहीं है.
suppose.
That
I
red
think they
ball
forgot.
camp that Zahir Khan conducted, you had Simarjit Singh there, who doesn't play red ball cricket. 2 मैच खेला पूरे रणजी सीजन में. वो इंडिया में प्रॉब्लम है अब. वो हम लोग ना वो हो गया था कि वो 2019 से 22 तक हम लोग इतने फास्ट बॉलर से नवदीप सैनी को, रेड हॉट नवदीप सैनी को जगह नहीं मिल रही है. इन्हीं आ रहा है. सिराज बस पुशिंग ईशांत शर्मा. वो ना हम लोग उसी पे ग्लोरी पे बैठे हुए हैं. अभी टाइम लगेगा, फिर से 3-4 साल लगेगा. अभी भी हमको प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा को ही लेके चलना पड़ेगा जितना भी ये कर लो. तो वो है. So Vaishak, I think it's disappointing that I think he got too consumed with the T20, and since he became an impact player for RCB, I think that has gone. मतलब उसको थोड़ा सा impact कर, it has impacted him inversely.
Hmm. Okay. Gigi, there is a super chat for you from Chirag Patel. He says, Gigi, have you forgotten Sai had two county seasons experience and scored century in Australia against Australia A team in tough conditions before he got injured. Selectors had already shortlisted Devdutt, Padikkal and Sai. No problem in that. So basically saying he wasn't picked on the basis of T20 cricket.
अरे बाबा, he was picked on basis of IPL, nothing else. और कुछ नहीं. 2 IPL कंटिन्यूस 600 को बना रहा था. This is all absolutely मतलब ridiculous argument है कि वहां उसने 100 बना दिया. रणजी ट्रॉफी में ऐसा कोई उसने भयंकर कुछ वो नहीं किया, मतलब करके नहीं बताया कि 800-900 रन. उसका फर्स्ट क्लास रेड बॉल का एवरेज अभी मैं बता दूं गूगल करके 30 का कुछ एवरेज है उसका. after some 40 matches or something when he was picked. And I asked this question to Ajit Agarkar, Mr. Ajit Agarkar, when he was picked for the England tour, that you have basically picked him off IPL. He said, नहीं यही सेम लॉजिक दे रहे थे मेरे को, अरे उसने काउंटी में 100 बनाया, उसने वहां पर रणजी ट्रॉफी में 100 बनाया, ऐसा इक्के दुक्के 100 बनाने से नहीं होता है. फर्स्ट क्लास क्रिकेट में आदमी ढंग से रन बना के आता है तब वो अच्छा करता है, मोस्टली इन मोस्ट केसेस इन इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट, इन टेस्ट क्रिकेट, you know. So like that, this was purely a case of an IPL pick, that's it, nothing else. बस स्लॉट नहीं था, he was doing very well but he got exposed at the test level. So like that. और अभी फिर से उनको परसिस्ट करेंगे तो फिर से हम जो शानदार रिजल्ट्स हमको लास्ट ईयर दिखे वही दिखेंगे और क्या. So like that.
तो कौन आ सकता है फिर उसके जगह पर?
देवदत्त पडिक्कल, देवदत्त पडिक्कल सरफराज को लेने नहीं वाले हैं, तो देवदत्त पडिक्कल ही है नेक्स्ट बेस्ट चॉइस.
ऋतु, व्हाट अबाउट ऋतु?
Rutu bhi, I think they will groom for the, but I think Devdutt is ahead of the line, no?
Devdutt is ahead of him, but Ritu को भी बहुत टाइम से है इनका मूड टेस्ट. Ritu is yet to make his test debut, right? I mean, I was told very clearly by a selector that Ritu, and this was a couple of years back, I think, when they picked him for that Australia in the India A side as a third opener, that we are looking, sorry, as an opener, that we are looking at him as a third opener. ये इसके बाद में इन दोनों रोहित और इसके बाद में थर्ड ओपनर, मतलब अगर और रोहित तो फिर रिटायर ही हो गए तो ऋतु शुड हैव बीन लॉजिकली द योर टेस्ट ओपनर, यू नो. बट जस्ट दैट केएल का रीबर्थ नोबडी इमेजिन कि केएल का रीबर्थ हो जाएगा एज अ टेस्ट ओपनर, यू नो. अदरवाइज ऋतु वाज ऑलवेज, एंड देन ऋतु सफर्ड इंजरीज आल्सो आई थिंक बीच में. सो वो थोड़ा सा उसको गलत टाइम पे इंजरी हो जाता है, उसका एक बहुत भयंकर प्रॉब्लम है ऋतु का. तो
श्रेयस अय्यर का भी प्रॉब्लम है, कल बॉल रोकने के चक्कर में हाथ पे,
हाँ बॉल रोकने के चक्कर में अभी पता नहीं उसका भी क्या सिचुएशन है. सो
he was not able to shake hands, you saw that after the match, he was not able to shake hands with his right hand.
हाँ correct. नहीं वो गड़बड़ है, because I think the ball hit here or somewhere on the this thing बीच में तो अच्छा हो on the palm. हाँ so बहुत जोर से लगा था
वो आई थिंक पॉमी एम्बंगवा बोल रहा था कमेंट्री में, वो फिस्ट कर देता तो वो मीटी पार्ट पे लगता तो पता नहीं चलता उसको.
बट लुक्स इन बैड शेप. तो ये ऋतु का भी ये प्रॉब्लम रहा है. ऋतु को बीच में तो उसको कोविड के टाइम पे तो कोविड हो जाता था, बार बार उसको लेते थे फिर उसको कोविड हो जाता था, तो लाइक दैट. तो ही कुड नॉट, you know, and he's an extremely talented player. We saw that 100 that he scored against South Africa last year in that ODI. I covered that game. What a knock it was. Some 83 84 balls से बनाया उसने, you know, and he was batting beautifully. So इतना talent है. I mean, he's another Sanju Samson actually. Touch player है बिल्कुल. That's what the selector told me 2-3 years back. Touch player है, उसको हम खिलाना चाहते हैं, करना चाहते हैं, but he has to use. His point was also that he has to use the chances of this India A and all to make a solid case for himself and have a solid first class season. वो नहीं हो रहा है उसके साथ. और first class में तो वो नीचे ही बैटिंग करने आ रहा है, नंबर 4 बैटिंग करने आ रहा है. तो that also hurts his case.
Okay, there's one more question for you, Arani Super Chat, Chirag Patel. Arani, Impact Players gave opportunity to young India players, Brijesh, Sarfraz, Ashok Sharma, Tyagi, Vaishak, give platform. What negative around what do you think about new fast bowlers, Vaishak in Test cricket? He wants Vaishak in Test cricket.
नहीं वही बात हो रही थी ना जी कि आईपीएल के भरोसे आप नहीं ले सकते. आउट एंड आउट अगर आप जेन्युइन पेस बॉलर नहीं हो रहे हो, आउट एंड आउट रॉ फास्ट बॉलर होते तो, क्योंकि उनका विंडो कम होता है ना रॉ फास्ट बॉलर का, यू कैन नॉट भी उसको फिर ग्रूम करने भेज दोगे, वो नहीं होगा, वो नहीं होता. देन यू कैन स्टिल टेक अ चांस. लेकिन फिर आईपीएल परफॉर्मेंस पे वो आईपीएल में किस लेंथ पे बॉल डाल रहा है, कहाँ बॉल डाल रहा है, वो देखो. I think that's why that red ball contract was given, and I don't know, and the BCCI could not stick with it, persist with it. I think that was a good move, but वही कैलेंडर ऐसा है कि प्लेयर वो नहीं है, तो जब फ्री होता ऑफ सीजन होता है क्या तो सीओई कौन जाएगा, तब कोई बोलता है कमर में दर्द हो रहा है, किसी के शोल्डर में निकल है, ये सब चल रहा है. तो आईपीएल इज, कोई माने ना माने, आईपीएल इज द टॉप मोस्ट प्रायोरिटी ऑफ अ प्लेयर हु इज नॉट सर्टेन टू प्ले इंडिया. उससे उसके पैसे बनते हैं एंड यू कैन नॉट फॉल्ट इट. हम लोग भी अपनी नौकरी स्विच जॉब्स अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट, तो यू कैन नॉट फॉल्ट देम. आईपीएल एंड क्रिकेट इज इंडिया हैज बीन कॉर्पोरेटाइज्ड. इट इज अ प्रॉपर इंडस्ट्री नाउ. उसके अराउंड बहुत सारे वर्टिकल्स बन गए. सो यू कैन नॉट जज प्लेयर्स ऑन दैट बेसिस. इट्स अप टू द सिस्टम कि वहां से आप कैसे तराश के लेके आओगे. उमरान मलिक को यू हैड फास्ट ट्रैक. वो देखो जम्मू एंड कश्मीर टीम में उसकी जगह नहीं बन रही है अब. उमरान मलिक, आकिब नबी जैसे बॉलर जो धीरे धीरे जगह पे डालते हैं, उसने भी इस साल why he could make the cut? Because he worked on his in swing, reverse swing. दैट्स वाई देन उसके वो लीथल बन गया वहां से. नहीं तो वो जस्ट अनदर मीडियम पेसर रहता. धवल कुलकर्णी इतने विकेट निकालो पूरी जिंदगी, बुढ़ापे में उसको बुला के वो विकेट निकाल के चला गया. रणजी ट्रॉफी में यू वंस यू हैव क्रैक द कोर्ट, पूरी जिंदगी विकेट निकालोगे और वो 400-500 रन सीजन का बना दोगे. दैट्स नॉट अ बिग थिंग. वो जो मोहम्मद शामी एक टांग पे लेके चला जाएगा विकेट, दैट रणजी ट्रॉफी को उसे नहीं दे सकते. लेकिन वाइशाख आई थिंक हैज टू प्ले अ फुल डोमेस्टिक सीजन अगेन. रेड बॉल पे यहाँ पे वाइड यॉर्कर डाल रहे हैं, बाहर बचने के लिए बॉल डाल रहे हैं. अगर वो ऐसा स्पेल डाल रहा है कि एकदम मतलब बैट्समैन को खड़ा कर दे रहा है, देन चलो उसको फिर आप लेके आओ सीओई में डालो, देन यू कैन डू दैट. बट प्योरली मतलब अर्शदीप, आई थिंक आई एम वरीड अबाउट अर्शदीप नाउ. उसका जो वाइड यॉर्कर का जो एक ऑब्सेशन शुरू हो गया है, आई डोंट नो हाउ ही कैन कम बैक टू रेड बॉल लेंथ बॉलिंग. वो जो घुस जाता है उसमें, पता नहीं क्या घुसता है कि 12 बॉल का ओवर करना ही है हर मैच में उसको. हम्म, तो दीज आर बैड हैबिट्स दैट क्रीप इनटू फास्ट बॉलर्स ड्यू टू टी20 क्रिकेट. तो वो तो फास्ट बॉलर पे आ जाता है ना कि कितना वर्क कर सकते हो. आई डोंट थिंक वैशाख हैज वर्क दैट हार्ड. नहीं तो रणजी ट्रॉफी में बात हो जाती कि ये इतना ऐसा डाल रहा है.
ओके, जस्ट टू लेट एवरीबडी नो, टॉस हो चुका है मुकाबले में फिफ्थ मैच of IPL 2026. Delhi Capitals captain Akshar Patel has won the toss and has elected to field four overseas players for Delhi Capitals in the 11 are Miller, Nisanka, Tristan Stubbs, and Lungi Ngidi. For LSG, the four overseas players are Markram, Marsh, Puran, and Norkie. So there's no doubt about that. The final question to you, Gigi: who's winning, LSG or
Oh,
DC?
interesting. This one, LSG. I would tip LSG to win.
Okay. And Arani, what's your take?
I think LSG has a better, powerful batting lineup. अगर pitch, if they get off to a good start, but both teams have a history of messing up good matches.
Hmm.
तो तो वो है. But I think purely on basis of firepower with the bat, if the pitches are flat and there's no collapse, I think the LSG should put it beyond Delhi Capitals.
Okay. On that note, thanks a lot, gentlemen, for joining us today. We'll see you tomorrow. Once again, Arani, Gigi, and to everyone watching, remember, like, share, subscribe, comment on all our videos. Use the super chat to ask questions to know from where you can get the tickets, because Gigi over here will help you get those tickets. That's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Until next time, goodbye and God bless.
विराट फास्ट का टिकट देगा वो.